In the small village of Luru, nestled among gentle hills and green forests, lived a young boy named Kobe. He was known for his gentle nature and a smile that could light up the darkest night. But Kobe's life had not been easy. His mother, Mama Nia, had passed away when he was just a baby, leaving him in the care of his uncle Tiemiu. Uncle Tiemiu was a man with a heart as cold as stone. He was known in the village for his greed and cruelty, caring only for his own wealth and comfort. He saw Kobe not as a nephew to be loved, but as a burden, an unwanted responsibility that kept him from enjoying his riches. Every day, Kobe would rise before the sun, his small hands working tirelessly in Uncle Tiemiu's fields. He would carry heavy baskets of yams and fetch water from the distant river, all while Uncle Tiemiu sat in the shade, counting his coins. Despite the harsh treatment, Kobe remained kind-hearted, always helping others in the village whenever he could. One day, as Kobe was returning from the river with a heavy pot of water on his head, he stumbled and fell. The pot shattered, spilling the precious water into the dry earth. Terrified of his uncle's wrath, Kobe hurried home, but Uncle Tiemiu was already waiting, his face twisted in anger. "You useless boy!" Uncle Tiemiu shouted, raising his hand to strike Kobe. "You can't even do one thing right. I should have left you in the forest to fend for yourself." Kobe braced himself for the blow, but just as Uncle Tiemiu's hand was about to land, a voice echoed through the air. "Enough." It was Elder Juma, who had been passing by and witnessed the scene. "How dare you treat your nephew this way, Tiemiu? He is not your servant." Uncle Tiemiu sneered but lowered his hand. "Stay out of this, old man. This is my family matter." Elder Juma shook his head. "Kobe is a gift, not a curse. One day, you will realize this, but it may be too late." That night, as Kobe lay on his straw mat, he dreamed of his mother, Mama Nia. She appeared to him, her face glowing with warmth and love. "My son," she whispered, "you have suffered much, but your heart remains pure. Hold on to your kindness, for it will be your strength. And remember, no darkness lasts forever." The next morning, Kobe shared his dream with his best friend, Lulu. She was a wise girl, always knowing the right thing to say. "Kobe," Lulu said, "your mother is right. We must find a way to stand up to your uncle, but not with anger. We must be clever." Together, Kobe and Lulu devised a plan. They began helping the other villagers in secret, repairing roofs, mending fences, and gathering firewood for the elderly. Soon, the villagers noticed the mysterious acts of kindness and began to ask who was responsible. When word reached Uncle Tiemiu, he was furious. "Who dares to do these things without my permission?" he roared. "This village belongs to me." But the villagers had grown tired of Uncle Tiemiu's greed. They began to turn against him, refusing to pay the unfair taxes he demanded and speaking out against his cruelty. Desperate to regain control, Uncle Tiemiu decided to confront Kobe, whom he suspected was behind the villagers' defiance. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, he cornered Kobe in the forest. "You think you're clever, don't you, boy?" Uncle Tiemiu hissed. "But I know what you've been doing. You and that little friend of yours are turning the village against me." "Well, I won't allow it." Kobe stood his ground, his heart pounding. "I'm not afraid of you, uncle. The villagers are not yours to control. They deserve to be treated with respect, just as I do." Enraged, Uncle Tiemiu lunged at Kobe, but before he could reach him, a group of villagers appeared, led by Elder Juma and Lulu. They had followed Uncle Tiemiu, knowing he might try to harm Kobe. "This ends now, Tiemiu," Elder Juma declared. "You have brought nothing but misery to this village, and we will no longer stand for it. Leave Luru and never return." Seeing that he was outnumbered and defeated, Uncle Tiemiu fled into the night, his greed and cruelty finally catching up with him. The villagers cheered, celebrating their newfound freedom. From that day on, Kobe lived with Elder Jimo, who treated him as his own son. The village of Luru thrived, with Kobe and Lulu continuing their acts of kindness, just as Momania had taught him. And every night, as Kobe looked up at the stars, he knew his mother was watching over him, proud of the boy he had become. Moral of the story: kindness and courage can overcome even the greatest of evils. No matter how difficult the circumstances, a pure heart will always find a way to shine.